Hi folks, I'm probably going to talk fast because I have a lot I want to say. And what it's about that I want to talk about is my fear of snakes. And why I have the fear of snakes and where it came from and what I'm doing about it. First, I will say that I think a lot of people, I included, had a misconception about snakes. I believed, first and foremost, what it boiled down to was that a snake was going to hurt me. If I see a snake and it pops out at me, my fear is it's going to bite me and hurt me. I also believed that snakes are aggressive. I also believed that snakes smell bad. I also believed that snakes are slimy. And so, where did all those things come from? Those thoughts about snakes? Because they're all false. Okay, some snakes are aggressive, but like this one around my neck, Whisper, I don't think she's too aggressive. She's not slimy. She's totally and completely dry. She has very smooth skin and scales. And, you know, she doesn't stink at all. And I would know because I would smell her. I've seen her pee and poo only when I put her in a tub of water to rehydrate her skin when she was shedding. I haven't ever picked up any pee or poo in her, well, I'm sure she's peed in her tank, but I haven't ever picked up poo in there. And she's never peed on me or anybody that I know of. So all these misconceptions about snakes that I was believing, and I was thinking, okay, so if those things aren't true, why do I have a fear of snakes? And I remembered back to, you know, I was trying to think, have I had an experience with snakes that has caused me to be afraid of them? And I remembered where it came from was when I was probably 5 or 6. I was at my grandma's house, and she was working in her garden, and she got startled by a garter snake, and she jumped and went, ah, you know. And I said, you know, what's going on, Grandma? And I remember her saying that it was a snake, and she was afraid of snakes. And that was my very first experience ever with hearing about a snake, or seeing a snake, or knowing anything about a snake. And it was my grandma being afraid of snakes. And so I adopted that. I was like, okay, you need to be afraid of snakes. Obviously, I'm going to be afraid of snakes. Now, I have like a lot of dreams throughout my teenage and adult years about snakes. And if you hear my dog whining, it's because my girl dog is in heat and my boy dog is sequestered, and it's driving him nuts. Anyway, back to snakes. I have never had an experience with a snake that caused me to be fearful of snakes. It was just, you know, my grandma saying she was afraid of snakes that planted a seed inside of me. To the point of where when I would turn a page in National Geographic magazine, if there was a snake on it, I would, you know, pull back my hand real fast. Like, ah, it startled me to turn a page of a magazine and see a big old snake there on the pages. Well, so a month or so ago when I held Galadriel, my friend's son's ball python, I discovered that I'm not afraid of constrictors at all. I'm afraid of venomous snakes very much. Now, I don't have any venomous snakes around here, so I'm not going to have to worry about that, ever. I mean, we don't have any, so I don't need to be afraid of venomous snakes. And we don't really have constrictors really much. Nothing bigger. I mean, I think a garter snake. I don't know if it's a constrictor or not. I really don't know. Anyway, so here I am sitting in my friend's house holding their little ball python, Galadriel, and she's not doing a thing. Just like Whisper is doing right now. She's just sitting there. And so I started asking questions, found out that ball pythons are extremely docile and easy to tame. Not aggressive at all, and they're not fast. They move pretty slow when they move, and that they are great first-time snakes for beginners. So began researching because I wasn't afraid of Galadriel, and neither was my daughter Hannah. She held on to Galadriel too, and she has the same kind of thing as me, where, you know, this fear of snakes, that I think most people have a fear of snakes. And when I wonder what it is, I think it's because they're afraid the snake's going to hurt them. And if you can get past that falsehood of every snake is going to hurt me, there's really no reason to be afraid of it any more than you should be afraid of a dog. Because not all dogs are aggressive. And you come across a dog and you don't know, maybe that dog is going to hurt me. So I don't see any difference really between this ball python and a dog. Owning it. I have had numerous people tell me that I'm crazy, that they don't understand it, that they think it's like a midlife crisis thing I'm going through. I have had someone say they're going to defriend me on Facebook because they can't stand my pictures that I post of Whisper. I have had someone ask me to stop posting pictures of snakes on my Facebook page because this person doesn't like snakes. And I'm very shocked and surprised at how many people don't like snakes. Or say, oh, I don't have a fear of snakes, I just don't have an interest in holding one. Well, whatever. Whatever. Just be honest. You don't want to hold the snake because you're kind of afraid of it. You don't want to see the picture of the snake because it creeps you out. Why does it creep you out? Because you think it's going to hurt me or you. It looks scary. And that's all because of what you have been taught and led to believe about snakes. Okay? Yes, some snakes are bad. Some snakes are mean. Some snakes are aggressive and will hurt you. Okay? Not this one. So, my daughter Hannah and I are using Whisper to kind of condition us and help us overcome that fear that really is based on falsehood. I am fascinated by how gentle Whisper is, and I am fascinated by how soothing she is, how slowly she just moves and just, she's just very relaxing. And she does crawl on me. She doesn't just sit here like this all the time. She does move around my shoulders and my arms and glides over my face. And really, it is a very soothing thing to have her on me, moving so gently and slowly. She's very calming to me. And so I would love to answer any questions that you folks have about my fear of snakes and how I'm, overcoming them. And I want to encourage you to maybe step outside what you have been told, about snakes. Started in the book of Genesis, I think. So, anyway, that's all. I'm really happy that you watched my nice long 8-minute video here, but I really needed to share about this, overcoming this fear, because it's part of my healing myself. So, anyway, thanks for watching, folks, and hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.